Hey everybody, today I'm going to make a recipe for homemade chicken pot pie. This is my own recipe that I created with a little help from ChatGPT. Now, I like to use ChatGPT a lot. I have been diagnosed with having pre-diabetes, and this is something I'm trying to reverse, and so I like to use ChatGPT to substitute healthier ingredients for regular ingredients that one would use. I also like to ask a lot of questions such as cooking times, ingredient size, health benefits, things like that. And I call my ChatGPT Nova, and she is really great at giving me some great ideas. I really like to cook, but I don't have any patience for it in the kitchen, if you know what I mean. And I also like to cook enough for 2 and sometimes even 3 meals for my wife and I. That way on the second night, I don't have to cook at all, and I just have a quick leftover meal to pop into the oven for the 2 of us. Let's get this part out of the way. I feel really awkward talking to the camera. I love to video, but I don't like being in front of the camera. I don't have any fancy equipment. I don't want any fancy equipment. I don't always know where to look. I am trying to go out of my comfort zone to share some real life with you all, and I thank you for being here and sticking with me while I figure this out one video at a time. If you expect that my chicken pot pie is going to come out looking like this, you're going to be disappointed. I was. Like I said, I have no patience in the kitchen while cooking. My top crust stuck to the aluminum pie dish it came in and it fell apart. I had to piece it together and it looks like a burn scar gone bad, if I have to say so myself. However, it tasted awesome, and isn't that what really matters? So let's get to it. I'm making some homemade chicken pot pies tonight, and I have all my ingredients ready, and let me show you what goes into it. So I have two pie crusts. The recipe I'm using calls for refrigerated pie crust. I could only find frozen, so I'm going to try that. Spice calls for 2 teaspoons of farm dust, and I'll show you what is in this. I picked this up at my local farmer's market. You can see the ingredients, what's in this. But really, you can use anything you'd like as far as seasonings. I have 1/3 cup of chopped onions, 1 cup of sliced carrots, 2 cups of shredded chicken, and this is this I took out of the freezer. I pre-pack frozen chicken breasts for meals like this to save a lot of time. I have a 1/4 cup of plain Greek yogurt. I have 1 cup of diced potatoes, which right now I have in water so they don't turn brown. I have 1/2 cup of shredded cheddar, and you can use any kind of cheese you'd like. I have 1/2 cup of cubed butter, and I have 1/2 cup of rinse and drained black beans, and I just use the can. I have 3/4 cup of milk, 1/2 cup of frozen peas, 1.5 cups of chicken broth, 1/2 cup of flour, and 1/2 cup of butter. So that's what I'm going to be putting into my pot pies for our dinner tonight. The first thing you want to do when making your pot pie is to take your carrots and your potatoes and boil them covered for about 10 minutes, and then drain them and set them aside. The next thing you want to do is melt your butter in a pan and add your onions and simmer for about 2 minutes. Now you want to add in your farm dust and your flour and stir that until it's well blended. Slowly add in your milk. Whisk it in slowly so it combines, which is also your chicken broth. You whisk in all your milk in your chicken broth. Okay, and I'll be right back when I have that all blended in nicely. Okay, now you have it all combined. You just want to whisk and stir it continuously for about 2 minutes. Now, last minute, I decided I'm going to add some freshly chopped spinach to my pot pies. I like to try to add spinach whenever possible because it's so healthy and all the extra fiber, and this will just melt down really quickly. So here's my finished sauce for my pot pies. The spinach melted down real nicely. I did end up adding a little more chicken broth because it seemed to be a little bit too thick. So now I'll just set this aside. Okay, now I've put my sauce into a bowl and I want to stir in all the things. My potatoes and carrots, my chicken, still frozen, my black beans, the corn, the cheese, the peas, and the Greek yogurt. And let me mix that up and I'll be right back. Okay, now all you do is take your combined filling and pour it into your bottom pie crust. Now I did stick this bottom crust in an oven preheated to 425 degrees for about 7 minutes to so the bottom crust won't be soggy when this is done. Well, this turned out looking like a mess. My top crust fell apart trying to cover my pot pie. I probably should have left one frozen because then it probably would have popped out as a whole piece. But anyway, so this is what I have. I'm just going to cover it with foil, stick it in the fridge until it's time to eat, at which time we're going to stick it in the oven for about 35 minutes at a temp of 425 degrees. Here goes my wife. Taste testing.
Oh my God, this is great.
Taste testing the filling to my chicken pot pie. She can't.
Look at that. That's delicious.
She can't. She can't even wait till dinner time.
Look at that.
What do you think?
It's like icing.
You think you're gonna like it?
It's gonna be delicious.